Hi, Kevin here for drawingandcoloring.com. Today we're going to be tackling one of the least favorite things to draw, I would say. I have 3 top tips that I use when how to draw that alien of parts, that glamorous, the most beautiful part of the face and the head, the ear. Okay, so now the 3 top tips. Let's go ahead straight and hit them. Let's really figure out, let's get to the real reason of why you want to be able to draw a good ear. Because let's face it, they're probably not the most glamorous thing to draw, and a lot of people kind of glaze over them in the end. You know, if you can get the eyes, the face, the nose, and just the general proportions down, you know, you can cover up the rest of the face with hair, or, you know, even just make them kind of slightly out of view, so you don't have to draw the ears or anything. Kind of like when you first start to draw and you don't want to learn how to draw hands because they're kind of intimidating, or maybe you've ruined a few drawings with them, who knows. But these 3 tips I have, they'll pretty much knock out any of those kind of worries and get those down, and get them down easily and quickly, so you won't even have to worry about them. They won't get overworked, because that's the worst thing you can do, is overwork the ear, and then it just turns into a big mess of just tone and flat shaded tones. Here we go. Step 1. Keep your lines as simple as possible. You don't want to get too dark with them. You don't want to draw every single line you see. You just want to keep the main outline lines. If you squint your eyes, if you just kind of blur them, all of the detail will disappear and you'll just see the major shapes. So if you go ahead right now, squint your eyes, and just looking at me, you'll see that you'll probably just see dark shadows, maybe a tone here, and kind of just right here, and then just a blob of hair against a white background. That could be all you need to draw to get the main idea and shapes down. Once you have that, it's all downhill. Step 2. What is step 2? Step 2 is going to be to shade the ear, but don't overshade it. There's a lot of, that's one of the main problems most people do, most people have when they're drawing the ear, is it turns into just a big nasty blob of shaded tone. Things don't really blend well together. What you want to do is, once you have the main outline, just add light tone to the ear. And if you can see in my ear, there's the darkest parts are only going to be in the very inside and right under this ridge. Once you have the dark tones in, just leave them. Don't overshade it. Don't go any further. Don't even try to get super dark. You just want to kind of lightly get a mid-base tone. And then you can use a kneaded eraser and get those highlights, and you'll have a lot more depth to the ear than if you just keep shading and shading and shading and trying to bring out the tones that you could really just use. You could use an eraser and get more from. Step 3 is going to be to not use any hard lines. You know, you've probably heard me talk about that whenever you're drawing any of the other pieces of the face, and it's especially true for the ear. The ear is really just made up of tones and gradations. You don't want to draw hard outlines, especially for the interior. Maybe if you get onto the outside of the ear, you know, if you just get like to the outside, you have the lobe and then the crest up here, but once you get into the inner part of the ear, don't draw any hard lines. You just want to use slight gradations in tone. And if you do that, you'll have a lot more realistic looking ear, and it'll look a lot more natural, and you won't have to worry about it looking cartoonish. Again, if you want a cartoonish looking ear, hard lines and pens are all going to be great for that. But if you're looking to get a realistic ear, you don't want to use any harsh, dark lines on any part of the face, much less the ear. Those are my 3 tips for getting the perfect ear in a quick record time. So if you have a reference photo, first thing, squint, get the major shapes down. Second, minimal shading. And then third, maybe outline the top, the main outside of the ear, and then just build in the tone slightly after that, doing an eraser. they all kind of work together in one process, but if you do them together like that, one after the other, and just keep going through them, your ears will come out 100% better than just throwing down tone and trying to make it work. There's some examples you can download on the website drawingandcoloring.com. If you look up drawing portraits and go to the ears section, there's a little reference sheet. It'll have different angles and views of the ear, but it's my ear, so you can see exactly the different angles of how to draw it and where the shading and tone needs to be. So I hope that helps. If you have any other comments or questions, or you think that you have another method that might work a little better, or you have some other techniques that you use, go ahead, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We'd be glad to hear them. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, go ahead and click the subscribe button right now, here or there, wherever it is, and I'll try and update you as soon as I have a new video out. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.